Hey everybody, it's Uber Dante, and I'd like to show you this game I made. It's called Square by Square, Piece by Piece. It's 18 cards. It's free to download and print out. I'm entering this in a Button Shy game contest, and it's based on the game chess, and it's well, I'll just start playing here. You kind of going to be laying out these cards one by one and a double-sided, and you're going to be kind of making a 8x8 chessboard in this checkered pattern. And you're also going to, while you're doing this, you want to be aware of certain things. You maintain the checkered pattern. You want to make sure all of these pieces are oriented in the same direction. So they're all oriented facing up like this. And you want to make sure that you don't have too many of the same pieces on the board. So right now I'm doing okay. I don't know how many pawns I have here. So you could have up to 8 pawns. I think I've got like 7 here. You have 2 bishops, 2 rooks, 2 knights, a queen, and a king. If you have more than that on your board at the end of after you've placed all of these, and you do have to place all, there's 9 of these cards. You have to place all of them. If you're in a situation where your pieces aren't oriented right, or you've got too many of some piece, that's a loss. And for the bishop, just like in a game of chess, one needs to occupy a dark space and one light space. So if you have 2, but they're both on the white space, that's also a loss. You can have less than what you have on the board, but at most you can have one complete set of chess pieces. So these are things you're kind of thinking about as you're placing these cards. So this one's kind of blank. I'll just put this one over here. There's a king here. I've got, okay, I think I just covered up that rook. And I've got a couple more. Now it's not too difficult to, well, now I've got 3 rooks. It's not too difficult to create the board itself. But you have one more goal, and I'll try to explain that. And I have to cover up one of these guys, so let's do, that. Okay. So there we go. I've completed the board. I've ran out of cards, and I have one more step. So my last step is to solve. There's a solve phase. I need to solve this puzzle that I've created. And what am I talking about? Well, let me flip over here to this logic puzzle website, and there's a game called Chess Ranger. And you can see I've got this chessboard with all these pieces on it. And the way you solve this puzzle is you're going to take different pieces, and on each turn you need to capture a piece with one of the other pieces. So I can't move this because I can't really capture anything. But I can move this bishop. I can't move it down here. I can't move it over here. I need to capture something each turn. So I'm capturing these pieces as such. Something like that. Did I mess it up? Maybe. There we go. And the goal is to have just one piece remaining like that. And so that's a victory. And so let's have a look at our game and see if we can do the same thing. Now, it helps if you have a queen. The queen can kind of jump around. So looks, yeah, did I do it? I don't know. Let's see if we can just do it with the queen. So if queen comes down here, comes over here, down through these. Over here. Yeah, the queen can't get everything, but can pretty much get. Where did I go? I went here, here, down here, up here. No, over here, up here. I got everything except for this one. So I can just say, okay, I'm going to move this. My first move is going to move this rook down here, and I got some of these pieces, so I'm just going to say, okay, that piece is no longer there, and then I can just take this queen, and the queen should be able to move and capture the rest of the pieces. So this would be a win. And that's the game. But I do have these other cards. So these are 9 cards. You can play with just those 9 cards in that manner. But I've got these different challenge cards here. And I've also got this chess timer that's got numbers 1 to 4 on it. So I'm going to show you how you can play with those. So there's 2 kind of challenges. There's a basic challenge. And so you basically draw like 3 cards at random. Now, all of these cards are also front and back. And one side has a star on it. So that's kind of like the harder one of 2. So like for this one, it says no king or queen. So that means during your placement, you can't have a king or queen placed here. So the easier version is just like no queen. So this one has to do with the type of the solve. So this one says use only 1 piece to capture in the solve phase. So this one I had to move 2 pieces, the rook and the queen, so I would not pass that challenge. And this one says I need to have 5 or more pieces in a row or column, which I don't have. The easier version is have no pieces in a 5x5 area. So there's like a bunch of different challenges. The basic challenge is you have these 3 cards and you have 4 chances to get it. So like this would have been my first chance. I wouldn't have got any of those. And then so after each time you make a chessboard, you rotate this till you're down to 1, and then that's 1 is your last chance. And some of these you could get like, you could actually, for this one, you could get all 3 technically on 1 turn. 1 round going through. If you had, pieces over here, no pieces in a 5x5, and you didn't have a queen, but you were able to like use a rook or something to get all the pieces. And the other challenge is a kind of campaign challenge, and so this is all 8 of the cards are out here. And again, you can kind of adjust the difficulty as you like. Like you say, okay, I'm just going to do, every other one, I'm going to do like make it hard or something. So you can adjust the difficulty in that way. And then, you'll go play through. You go through 1 turn. If you can, get 1 or more, then you just kind of remove those from the board, and you don't move this timer unless you are unable to get 1 of these. So if you just completely fail in making the chessboard, or you've made a chessboard but you didn't get 1 of these, or you made the chessboard, you got some of these but you couldn't solve it, in that situation, then you would rotate it. So you have like 4, how did I phrase it here? Lay out 8 challenges, fulfill all 8 challenges before losing 4 rounds. So losing means being unable to fulfill the remaining challenge. So you not only have to have, like for this one, says you have to have all 8 pawns, but it also has to be solvable. So from now I'm going to go through and I'm going to do this. Maybe I'll do the campaign challenge. I'm not sure which one is easier. Probably basic challenge is shorter because you're just playing 4 times. But we'll do this, and I'll just leave it the way it is here. So I'll just go through each of the challenges so you can see what they are. So this one is 8 pawns. The easier side is 7 or 8. This one says I need to have 2 of the following 3 pairs. So these are the pieces that come in pairs. I need to have 2 out of the 3. The harder side is you need to have all 6 of these pieces. I need to have 6 or fewer pieces on the board. The easier version is I just need to have 1 of each piece type on the board. No queen. And we saw the other side was no queen and king. This one is a bit tricky. The opposite side is use 1 piece to do the capture. This side says use 5 or more different pieces to solve it. So maybe I could still do this one if I maybe move this piece down here, or I move this. If I could find move this one, maybe I can still solve this. So that was a little bit tricky to kind of figure out in your head. This one, the king is the last remaining piece in the solve. So for this one, it'd be impossible. But you have to work it so that your last move is moving the king. No pieces in a 5x5. Oh, sorry. The opposite side of that one was the pawn is the last one. I'm not sure which one is harder. And then this one is no pieces in a 5x5 area and 5 or more pieces in a row. That one's pretty tricky. And this one's no pieces on the outside edge. And the opposite is no pieces on half of the board. All right. So if you want to stick around, I will attempt to solve these. Okay. So what we're going to do is one by one. I'm going to draw these out. And actually, another way you can play is once you're down to 2, the last 2 cards, you can look at both of those and play those in any order. And that'll help you with things like no queen. So if your last card has a queen on both sides, there's nothing you can really do. So there is that rule as well. Okay, so I'm just going to, I want to do this one. I'll just place this one up here. I'm not even sure which one I'm going to go for. But maybe I'll do this. No pieces on the outside edge. Because I see this one. I can do that. Or what's on the other side? Oh, there's nothing on the other side. Okay. And I might be able to do this 5x5 area. I got 5x3 right now. Okay, these are pretty tricky. That work? Maybe. And also you also have to kind of look at, am I going to be able to solve this? So right now, this is solvable. So kind of thinking that you don't have a ton of cards to work with, so you can't be overlapping them too much. Let's see. Oh, here's another one that doesn't have very much on it. So I can put that down there. It's not great because I have this empty space here. Still have a solve, but something has to cover that. So here's a queen. This one's got a queen on both sides. Wait, I want... Okay, this one's got a bunch of stuff on it. So, yeah, I don't love that. Let's put that here. Actually, it's good to have a queen in your solve in general because they can do so much. All right, this piece is good. All right. I want to get nothing around the outside edges. Doing pretty good right now. This isn't great. Well, this could go here. There we go. And that's solvable for sure. And this should fit down here. That's still a solve. And 6 or few pieces on the board is one of these. So right now I've got 4, so that's pretty good. This is the last piece. Okay, what do we got? Another queen. Could I do no queen if I covered this up? Looks like that might be tricky. This pawn is not great there. Let's just put this here. Is that 5 by 5? Did I get a 5? I didn't get a 5 by 5. That wouldn't be a 5 by 5. That wouldn't be. So close. That wouldn't be solvable. Okay. Well, let's do this, I think. Is that good? King is the last remaining. No. I don't see a good 5 by 5. No. Okay, I'll just put this here. Okay, so what have I got? I've got 6 or fewer pieces on the board and no outside. No pieces on the outside edge. And I can solve this. So if I can move this knight and capture this king, then I can just capture with the queen going across. Okay, so that's first one. I don't have to rotate this because it wasn't a loss. And then I can take these two. And it's kind of close to getting a couple of the other ones, but that's okay. So let's go through again. This time let's try to do kind of the opposite. So instead of, I'm going to try to get as many pieces on the board as I can. So I see this first one came up with a bunch of pawns. So let's get that one. We'll try to get 8 pawns. And at the same time, we'll try to get a bunch of the other pieces. And maybe we can use 5 plus different pieces to capture. And maybe even the king is the last one. That wouldn't work. So I put the king next to a couple pieces and see if something like that would be good. Okay. Let's put that here. So far, this doesn't look great. But okay. Want to get a bunch of pieces out there. Basically thinking 8 pawns. 8 pawns. I get all these pawns out here. That would make me cover up. That doesn't look great. There we go. Let's put that there. So I've got 5 pawns. It's on the outside of this one. 2 more. That's 7. But I've got these 2 bishops I don't want. Okay. Let's just put that one there. And I got rook, another rook. So I got 2. Looks good. I'm going to have to get rid of one of these rooks, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. This bishop is lined up here. These guys are lined up here. Okay, I don't have a queen. There's a queen. Probably would like a queen. And I've got 2 bishops and 2 rooks so I could get this one. Where should I put this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Need to cover up one of these rooks. We got another queen coming. Actually, another queen and this. This is my last card. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I got 8. Pawns. I've got. I just lost a bishop. I got 2 rooks. I'm not gonna get that one. What's on the other side? Okay. Hopefully, I can just get the pawns at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I don't like the way that looks, though. It looks like it might not be solvable. Maybe it is. Where does this go? Nowhere. They have to cover up this. I don't want to cover up 2, though. If I cover up 2 pawns, that's not good. So I don't have a lot of choices here. This may not end well for me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or does that look better? That looks better. Okay. So 2 rooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pawns. I didn't get 2 knights or bishops. Unfortunately, but I did get 8 pawns, and I think this is solvable. So I'm just using the queen. I can go down over here, just like a maze. Boom. Okay, so we know it's solvable. The question is, can I use 5 different pieces to solve it? So can I maybe move something here? If I move, I'm thinking of how I went through this. Would there be a way? Like if I moved this piece over here, I could still come down and do that. If I moved this piece here, I could still come around. And if I move this piece over here, that's 3. There's some other piece I could move. Yeah, I could move this pawn and capture this, whatever that was, rook, I guess, and then I could capture here. So then when I move the queen, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And so I used this pawn. I used this rook. Woo! I used that guy. I don't know if he was under there, how that was. He was under there, yeah. Used that. I used this to capture that. I used this to capture that one. Yeah. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I used the queen. So that's 5. So nice. 5 different pieces to capture and 8 pawns. And so I still haven't lost a round yet. And I think you get a general idea. I'm not going to go through the whole playthrough because the video is going to be a bit longer. But that is square by square, piece by piece. I hope you enjoy it and give it a try. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.